yeah, quit boogering. You hear him? He's just boogering.
It's given.
That's Marcy's baby. Okay, let's pick ours. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good morning, Georgina. Are you king ng bangka? Good afternoon, Jaime. Good afternoon.
Just in there only.
Oh. That's Maya in miles. Right. Click on right. shucks.
Anybody but me.
Yes, sir.
Dad. Good afternoon.
Did his job being dad, and everybody that ever known him, had nothing bad about him to say. No matter what,
That's right.
everybody had at hand and just try to make you feel better and
Loved
make
his
you
daddy.
laugh. He was real selfless, He didn't care about what he had going, It was all about whatever make everybody else feel a little bit better
That's right,
about what they
yeah.
had going.
That's the way he was.
And, he always told me, be better than what you think you are, Still better than that.
Mm.
Taught me a lot of things. Taught me how to be a man and, a dad to my kids. I just want to do a better job and, that'd be hard, but than him, A lot of people that say, I'll forever miss you, and I don't believe that because, you'll see him again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's all I got to say about him. I love you, Dad. Thank you.
Same. Hard-working man. Paid his dues. Lived a good life.
Yeah.
Glad I got to live the life with him.
Mm. And we have him to thank for you guys too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave us a great life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. Don't ever forget him or think he's left you. He's not.
He's always going to stay
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
That's where he is now. The day he left, that's where he's at.
Yeah.
kind of have guilt on me because
Celebrating my brother's life. I didn't get to know him my whole life, and wondering growing up who my mother was, who my family was. You know, I had all these different ideals in my head of who my mom was. I always thought she was I always pictured the lady from the Land O'Lakes. Milk carton.
Close enough, close enough.
I did. And then when I seen Jerry Bird and I seen all her tattoos on her face, I was like, whoa, what have I got myself into? She scared me, man, because she had that demeanor. But I'll tell you what, when my Auntie Hazel and Chuck Nordmarken and Mom come to the airport to pick me up, it was probably the most warmest welcome I've ever felt in my life. Of course, you know how we do it.
Yeah.
First thing we hit was the avenue. But I tell you what, it was a joyous occasion, and I never felt loved like I did when I got within my family. The first time I talked to Shot, I got a letter from my mom, and I thought it was my stepmom. I didn't know it was my real mother. And I remember how I was affected. I didn't open that letter for like a week because I was scared. And then I opened it up and I read it and it had a phone number in it. And I called the number, and a little old lady answered the phone, you know, and she wanted to know who I was, you know. And I told her who I was, and I remember she just screamed, and I remember she started crying. And I remember this guy got on the phone, and he was pissed off. He wanted to know what I had just done to his mom. You know, what did I say that made her react the way she did? And then when I told him who I was, he immediately, all I heard was the phone drop. He dropped the phone, and then I could hear a grown man start crying.
Aww.
And that's when I knew that, you know, this is my brother. The first time I got to talk to my brother. And again, everybody in the house was crying, you know. So when I had the opportunity to finally come and meet them guys, you know, it was probably one of the best experiences of my entire life. Man, being with this guy was a gas. I mean, being with him, being with Mike Wright, Mooney, I mean, them guys right there, Bryce LaFontaine, Chi-Town, all them guys, man, they were just bigger than life, you know. One thing about Shot, he was just a very outgoing person, but he reminded me of Uncle George. Them guys were always happy. They always had something good to say about people, and they always show that they cared, but they're also really good jokesters. You know, they could really have a good time with them and have fun. They didn't take things very serious, and Shot was like that.
Yeah.
So he could be in a bad situation, he'd find good in it. And I know Uncle George was like that. And so I can't say enough. I learned a lot from him. My last conversation with Shot was actually on Messenger. And I realized that Dave Coates?
Yeah.
Dave Coates with Total Export had just retired. He spent his years in Total Export, and he hung it up. And I was like, wow, if Dave Coates just hung it up, then that means that the only person that's left standing at this company that my brother started at was my brother. That was it. And even though he went through his ups and downs of these companies and these people, my brother had a certain demeanor about himself that they accepted him no matter what their circumstances were. And they knew who he was, and they knew what his life was. And it wasn't the most perfect life in the world, but when it came to Total Export and all the guys there, my brother had free reign. I mean, literally, he could come and go. And there was people there that would look at him like, how's this guy just get away with this? You know, he's been gone a week, and he's coming in the company, and you know, he's just got done pride partying or something, you know. And he could walk through that company and shake everybody's hand and laugh and giggle and go in the office and do the same thing and then come back to work the next day. But that's just who he was. And he was the only one that could get away with it. I tried it. And they said, hey, dude, you're fired. You know, and my brother Rich tried it, and they, no, you're out of here, man.
I tried.
And we were like, yeah, you tried it? We all tried it. I want to know how the hell he got away with it, you know? But what it was at the end of the day was the type of person that he was, you know? And people like him, like Mike Wright, I mean, to get these two in the same room, it just, you know, just blows me away, you know? And just to get back to, you know, how they compare, I remember Wayne Smith at Mike's wake, and they were talking about the time they went in the garage and they went to go rip this car off, and the light turned on, and they seen a guy in the car, so they both ran out the door and took off running. And I remember they said they were running really fast, and Wayne was like, what the hell's going on? He slowed down, and you heard Mike laughing behind him. And he stopped, and he said, what are you laughing about? He said, I just realized when I turned on the light that the image I seen was me. And it's things that, you know, stories like that these guys share with you. You know, I mean, you had to, you were in awe, you know. And these guys could go somewhere, and I don't care if it was a college bar, I don't care if it was a bar mitzvah, these guys could walk in there and just take the whole party over.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, that
And
charisma.
Shot, yeah.
Yep.
Shot was like that.
Yep.
On a serious note, he loved his family. Everybody.
Yes, he
I mean,
did.
every single cousin, every single niece, nephew, aunt, uncle. And these guys have some really awesome stories to tell. About our elders, about, you know, Uncle George and Lyman Tanner and all them guys. And, he's going to be sorely missed. But I feel good for two reasons in sending him his journey. Number one, he died doing what he loved to do and making a living and being productive. And number two, I got to tell him that I loved him and that I was very proud of him. And that was our last conversation. And he said, I love you too, and what have you. And I tried to make it sound like I'd been there 30 years too. But he's like, no, you haven't been here 30 years. Okay. That's what I remember about Shot. And I just appreciate everything that these guys did for me. And, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had my ups and downs, and I've done some pretty bad things too. And they've never... You know, my brother would get mad at me, and he would give me the cold shoulder, and he, you know, he wouldn't want to talk to me, you know. But eventually, I would look up, and I'd be given a bowl of his, you know, his hangover soup or something, and I knew that it was all right. He forgive me.
Yeah.
That's when Shot was. And we love him and sent him on his journey, and it's an end of an era. Basically, and all them guys that are gone before us, I figured our elders must needed somebody else to keep the party going. So that's why they asked for Shot to come home. So thank you guys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, final viewing now. courses in English.
Mom,
Oh, yeah.
can I go to that? I'm gonna go shoes or my shoes are over there. Yeah.
Standing up to the wall.
Dad.
Come on down here.
You could put something in it or take it out wherever. Their clothes are right there. Then the last-
Mom.